Good morning, coffee. Good morning, coffee. When I wake up in the morning, it's only me and coffee, nobody else. So today I'm going to show you how to make lamb or mutton kebabs. But before we do anything, you need to know how to make real good quality coffee. You need stove top. I bought it from airport of Rome. It's authentic. It's the best coffee you can have, and this is freshly ground coffee, and you can smell it. Just by smelling this coffee you feel you are charged. So all you do is take this. No coffee, no wait, coffee, I will release you. Coffee wants to go to the garden. I was a bit mischievous. Okay, I'm coming, coffee, I'm coming. No need to cry, you have to go upstairs. Go. So once you've done that, you do that. I wish if God has given me the love of photography, God should have given me a third hand. Because you need two hands to cook, right? And don't forget to immediately cap it. Now the sound you're hearing is coming from here. We need to put, so you switch it on. It takes precisely 3 minutes to 4 minutes. No, that's not precise, is it? Now, what is here? So you got the lamb chops or mutton chops. You put yogurt, you put kasuri methi, and under kasuri methi there is tandoori powder and black salt. And now I'm going to use all of this. So what are these? First, you give a little bit of garlic powder. Now let me mix it here. So this is garam masala powder. This is ginger powder, a little amount. This is jaifal or nutmeg, and this is joitri. And this is meat tenderizer, little bit, and a little more of garlic powder. Okay. Now we mix it like this. You put it like this, and now you have to just make sure you marinate. You don't put it to oven immediately. At least for 6 hours you put it in the refrigerator so that the meat soaks up the marinade very, very nicely. It is extremely delicious. So, stop dipping. I know you need a new battery. It is not coming. I have given my son to do this job. So today I'm thinking about feedbacks. We all love to hear praises, but do you want to hear any criticism? I don't. Nobody does. The moment somebody criticizes us, either you are going to defend, just say that no, you're wrong, I'm right, because of blah, 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 or you get angry. So you're either going in defensive mode or offensive mode, which is both a negative mode. Because if the purpose, can you hear? So that means I'm going to hold this. I normally won't do this, just to show you. So my coffee is done, and I'm going to, again, there's a problem with one hand videos, and this is called one stop. Like you press the shutter once and then that's it. So now you have done this nicely. So it goes into the freeze, okay, and it stays there. Okay, and this you prepare in advance, and then once the marinade is out, you put it on the foil nicely like this. with love and care. Remember, respect, because these are living thing. So feedback. Now, as an educational lead, educational supervisor, clinical supervisor in the hospital, I'm required to give feedback. I'm also required to collect feedback from other people called placement supervision group. So when a junior doctor comes to our ward and stays with us for 4 months or so, we nominate, in fact they choose 5 other people, like other senior doctors, senior nurses, allied healthcare professionals, pharmacists, occupational therapists, discharge coordinator, to tell how they have done so that they can take that knowledge and improve. I think the best improvement comes from continuous learning and getting feedback. Now, the quality of feedback has to be good, because if somebody is just going, he was fine, he was good, no, it has to be structured. And at least you need to cover the team behavior, like is the person good in a team situation, working as a part of the team rather than disruptive or playing solo. Second is knowledge, which probably is not that important because that is easily trainable. You just give them the knowledge they need to do the job. But human interaction, which boils down to emotional intelligence, is the difficult one, I find, because these are deeply entrenched and it is difficult. It takes a long time to change that. But we are very lucky that we have got a very friendly atmosphere in the ward, our gastro ward, Harvey ward, and we work our best. In any situation, there's always scope for improvement, isn't it? You can always get better. You cannot say that I've done everything and there's nothing more I can do. And attitude is another soft skill that probably is big in team behavior plus communication skill. These two, communication skill and attitude together, probably will be important for team building, team behavior. And then there is prioritization, because in the ward, when you get in, it very quickly can spiral into a seemingly uncontrollable demands for your attention. This patient needs a cannula, that patient needs to be assessed, that patient has had a fall, can you do neuro observation, this patient's family wants to have a word with you, and then you're bombarded from all direction. And you are a trainee doctor, you don't have the maturity of a consultant. Like, I have been a doctor for 30 odd years, so I can kind of almost subconsciously know that this is, I can ignore this, I can delegate this, I don't have to do anything because this is just a red herring. And when it comes to speaking to a family who is worried, of course, their loved ones are there and they don't see any improvement, etc., then you are entering into a so-called a possible hostile situation. And that's the perception for most of the trainees, because they are just learning the ropes. They are not that super confident that they will be able to answer all the questions the family might want to ask. And the other thing is, sometimes we give all the information to the patient, obviously, who is not well, so they might not retain everything. Next day, I go to them and ask them the same question, what do you think is going on? And they said, no idea, you haven't told me anything. So I have, as a result, changed my practice, because do you know what the definition of stupidity, this is getting on my nerves. Definition of stupidity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. So if every single patient, almost every single patient tells you that I don't know what you're doing, I don't know what has happened, you haven't told me anything, that means something wrong with our approach. So now I'm giving every patient 2 pages on a pen. Write down what you think I have told you about your condition, what is wrong, what you have found, what the scan showed, what the blood showed, what are your symptoms, what are your concerns, and on the other page write down what is the plan. We are going to do a scan, we are going to do a gastroscopy, we are going to get a skin opinion. So doing that actually the moment somebody take a pen and a paper and their memory improves, and that's why I encourage writing journals like what happened yesterday, reflection journal, positives and negatives. Anyway, we are talking about feedback. So whenever you want to improve yourself, two things is critical. One is learning, and the second is getting feedback about your performance. And particularly, I'm not interested which bit you think I'm good at, because I know what I'm good at, because people will tell you on the job. But when it comes to the end session feedback thing, I am interested to know which bit I can do better. We call constructive feedback or negative feedback, whatever you want to call it. It is a thing that is, it is some of the steps that the person giving you feedback thinks that if you do that, you'll be better human, a better doctor, a better trainee, a better carer. You know what I mean? But the problem is that the moment you look at this feedback, a paper or I tell you, you say, no, I'm not that. The problem is the moment you do that, you're not listening anymore. Yeah. Now it is possible that the person giving the feedback has got a wrong impression, etc. But that's why we don't choose one person to feedback on. You choose 5 person, and if it's a recurring theme that you get a bit stressed when it comes to prioritization, and that might be because lack of knowledge of conditions and knowing which patient needs to be prioritized. So that means that's something you can work on, right? Because what's the point of asking for feedback or giving feedback if that makes you defensive or offensive, trying to defend? No, we are all here to learn, right? So I also tell the juniors, like, I'm giving you feedback. You should also tell what I can do to become a better trainer, a better educator. It's same. And whenever you want to receive feedback, just go robot, meaning just forget about all your emotions and anything. Just say, take the feedback as a critical, concrete point. Like, is it, first of all, do I think it is right? I mean, do I believe this feedback is right? I might feel that, honestly, this feedback is a misinterpretation. Possible, yes, I've seen this. Anyway, and it happened to me as well, because the person giving you feedback, sometimes they are also biased by their own prejudices and stuff. So feedback is not permanent. But the one thing I wanted to tell you is called Joe Harry window. So whenever you want to know about yourself, like know thyself, there's 4 quadrants. There's some stuff about you that you know and I know. Like what you like, what you dislike, etc. There is something that you know, but I don't know because you haven't told me. It's like your personal secret or professional secret, whatever. I don't know about you. That you really want to pursue a career in hematology. I don't know. I don't know. And there is one area that you don't know about yourself, and another I know. So forget about that. That quadrant is you can't do anything. But this quadrant, the 4th quadrant, is most important, which is the thing that about you that I know, and I think that you can be a better doctor, but you don't know. You're blind. So that blind spot is the spot that the educator, the trainer will pick up and put it in front of you for you to think about it, cogitate on it, reflect on it, maybe even write a piece on it, and just see what you think about it and what you can do about it. Yeah, it's just all a suggestion. In life is full of suggestions. Whether you take the suggestion, whether you work on the suggestion, it all depends on your mental framing. Anything can be changed with a positive mental frame. Like, I can do better job. I can get better. I want to get the best out of the best trainee who was there in Harvey in the last four months. Maximum, I made patients happy. I tried to help as much as possible. I learned a lot from this word. I got involved into quality improvement project, QUIP project. I presented in the Gut Club. I participated in half of audit, collecting data about detox. I wrote a case report, timeline. So all of this makes me, my coffee, my goodness, I've forgotten all about my coffee. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. All I'm going to do now is to squeeze a little bit of lime on this, and I'm going to then keep it for another 2 hours, and then I'm going to roast it. And when you roast it, First I will put it in the oven to make it soft, and probably after half an hour I will turn it. No, not half an hour, maybe 20 minutes I will turn it to the other side, put some oil. I'm going to put some olive oil there, and then I'm going to cover it up. I don't want it to be too dry. And lastly, I'll probably top up all this stuff that is still left, and finally I'm going to brown it by, I'm thinking probably I will put it on a grill pan, like a pan with marks on it, and that will make nice black marks and browning, and in general give a smoky smell. And the other thing you can do to give a tandoor kind of smoky smell, get some barbecue charcoals and light it up outside the house, make it like a glowing and hot and everything. And when you put the stuff in the grill, so first oven and then grill, when you put it on the grill, you put some of those smoky barbecue coals inside, and that will give rise to a smoky smell to this lamb chops. That's all. And when you've done it, you serve it. It's a snack. You serve it with cucumbers, chopped up cucumbers, onions, and coriander and green chilies if you are Indian. Have a nice day.